Hello, everyone, and Sunday. Find you in good health. So, I'm going to recap, as I normally do, a little bit of why I'm here and why I'm doing this and what my past experience had been. Back in the late 90s, I traveled to Amsterdam and went into the Anne Frank house. And upon departing from the house, very unusual things began to happen. I engaged in automatic writing where reams and reams of pages of messages came through. In addition to those pages of messages, also whole musical compositions with deeply ingrained messaging came through as well. So whole musical compositions, something called the Pain Transmutation Guided Meditation, which, if you listen to my prior videos, essentially has to do with allowing one to feel one's pain, release it, become a clear vessel, move into compassion, and then receive and be able to give and receive love. So my other recent videos had to do with coronavirus and pain, had to do with the coronavirus and fear, because in this time of this pandemic, there is quite a bit of pain and quite a bit of fear connected to what is happening around us. I won't go into too much of those points. I will simply move on to my next thread, which is, why do we exist? Why are we here on earth? Why were we born? What is the purpose of it all? And so, to kind of sum it up in a nutshell, we are physical beings. However, although we have this physicality, there is something called a soul. And this soul essence that envelops and supports us and effectively enables life to exist is actually part of the Creator, part of God. Now just imagine if I take one hair from my head of hair. That hair isn't me, and yet it is clearly a part of me, and there are hundreds of thousands of hair on my head. The soul is similar to that in the sense that it is part of God, but it is not God. And that soul has no limitation in terms of time, space, or distance. When we connect with the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of our soul, when we truly connect, we are guided on an effortless path. And the reason we are guided on this effortless path is because it is connected to the master, mistress, creator of the entire universe. Now think for a moment, here we are, billions of people living on a ball that is floating in the middle of nowhere. How is this even remotely possible? And so for something as unbelievable as this to exist, we then thereby look to a greater power that created not just our own physiology, which is a magnificent miracle in itself, but the entire creation, the heavens, the universe, the ball or the globe upon which we sit and stand and live and breathe. And so, getting back to the question, why do we exist? I mean, here is this extraordinary, unbelievably engineered mechanism known as the human being. It thinks, it breathes, it creates, it walks, it moves, it feels, it understands in perfect precision, effectively. Why were we created? It is my belief that the reason for our creation has to do with the fact that our Creator, much as when we give birth to our children, anticipating their love for us, our Creator anticipated receiving our love as well. And so, much like the children we give birth to, whom we love and who we anticipate loving us, our Creator also anticipated that we would love our Creator. And so, how do we love our Creator? How do we begin to put that into effect and express it and show it, and more importantly, possibly more importantly, actually feel it? In order to be able to feel it, we need to connect with that which is a part of our Creator and is the very thing that sustains us, the soul. When we connect with our soul and effectively surrender to it in all its infinite wisdom and knowledge and information, we begin the path of enabling ourselves to connect with God, our Creator. And in so doing, we begin to experience who and what God is. We begin to feel God's presence. We begin to feel God's love. And not only are we able to feel and experience God's love, but then we are actually able to give love to our Creator, to give our love, our undying love. And effectively, that is the purpose of why we were created, why we're here. Everything else is secondary and trivial by comparison. And as we see in much of society, people are constantly hungering and striving for something more, something else. The grass is greener. They're never satisfied, because while earthly things have their place, they can never provide us the deep felt satisfaction that we can experience if we are able to connect with our soul and surrender ourselves to God, and therefore give God what we were created to do here on earth, give God our love. And as I mentioned before, there were many writings that came through at the Anne Frank house. And so in connection with this very thought, I would like to read one of the passages in the Book of the Soul that came through from the Anne Frank house. And it's titled, My Love Burns for You. In this world of broken dreams, of never-ending faded schemes, there's but one constant that is true, the undying torch of love I hold for you. Even when success fires its fleeting light of glory, it pales next to the timeless glow of love I found in you. I may not know where I'm going or where I've come from, but I do know that my love burns for you. And when my bones turn to ash, this love is reason enough for the candle that is my life to have burned its solitary light. My sweet, sweet Lord. And there it is, summed up. Essentially, we don't know where we're going, truly, as the coronavirus has shown us. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't really know where we've come from. But if we can connect with the soul that is part of God, if we can surrender to God, then this love is reason enough for the candle that is our life to have burned its solitary light. One of the items that also came through, as I mentioned, were so many musical compositions. And I will sing an excerpt of one that is very timely in this corona pandemic time, where many people are experiencing a great deal of fear. So I'll sing an excerpt of that. Give me the strength to walk through my fear. Allow me to face the human race. Let me walk through the valley of fear. Let me walk through the valley of fear. Give me the courage to feel the deepest love and the strength to feel its hurt like a glove. Give me the strength to walk through my fear. Allow me to face the human race. Let me walk through the valley of fear. And with that, I wish you all well and a good night. Until the next video, be well.